Last week, on Knights of the Roll Table, the Knights discover Dagger Island and break into Kishara's underground lair, only to be discovered and captured once again. Kishara reveals she intends to transform our heroes into her generals. But first, they need to die.
In order to transform you, first you have to die.
No, thank you.
Kill them, and then Pitmaster and the other guy draw their swords. Pitmaster has the knife kind of coiling around the knife, and it's right at Sarsa's back. And he says, "Soon you'll be one of us," and stabs you.
Oh no.
Oh no. Do I instantly get unconscious, or can I use my reaction to Thunderous Rebuke it?
So, here's what's going to happen. He's going to stab you, because he's got you at knife point.
I ain't looking good, you guys.
Yeah.
This was a new coat, too. Covered in blood.
He stabs you, and 16 hits?
16, yeah, that's my AC.
Oof, okay. You take 16 piercing damage. And you also take 15 poison damage.
Yeah.
He has an ability called Poison's Disciple. The first time he attacks you, it can deal an extra 3d10 poison damage to your target.
Ouch.
So, total of 29
Yeah.
damage.
She's not looking good, but she is still breathing.
Okay. That is its turn. The other guy...
Cobra.
All right.
He's drinking like protein shakes.
Do you even lift, bro?
The Cobra guy, we're going to call him Cobra, takes his scimitar and slashes at Saeleas.
Hey!
22 to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
You take 7 points of slashing damage.
Ow! Jerk!
Sarsa, now you get a reaction.
It's just my reaction, so
Okay.
anytime that I get an attack,
You can't take a reaction.
I can't?
Oh,
Because it's
If it's a surprise round, you can't.
oh, okay. Good
I'm
call.
sorry.
Look, rules, boy.
Rules.
Can you take a reaction?
Well, this
feel
is
like
this is
you
my
will
feral
be
instinct.
surprised.
This is
feral-
my ability.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Coach gets a
doesn't
reaction.
get-
Sorry.
I don't get a reaction. I get a full turn.
Oh, you get a turn. All right.
Yeah.
Go on. All
I
right.
get a full turn. But I have to go into a rage as my first.
Yep.
My first thing. So bonus action. Coach goes into a rage.
Yep.
Seeing Sarsa get stabbed. Coach is gonna burst at the Yuan-Ti holding Sarsa, and he's gonna try and rip her off of her.
Okay.
So strength contest, athletics contest.
Strength. We're gonna do a strength contest against the
Have
Pitmaster.
advantage.
Ooh, it rolled a 4. You're gonna win.
Yes, I am. I rolled a 23.
Yep. Okay. You pull her out of his snaky tendrils,
Get off of her.
and it kind of squares its feet. And is like,
Let's dance, Dwarfman.
Well, I don't really want to dance with... All right. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
everyone, roll initiative.
Yes.
Initiative has been rolled. We have Saeleas with a 22, Kishara also with a 22, Jerik, then Coach, then the Pitmaster, then Sarsa, then the Cobra. Saeleas is up first.
Alright. So Lisa's gonna cast Polymorph at Kishara and try to turn her into a frog. I was gonna do it while she was talking, and then they had a surprise round. So
All right.
it's still there. So she has to. It's a Wisdom saving throw versus my DC of 15.
15. It's gonna use. She's gonna use a legendary resistance.
Which does what?
Automatic
Resists.
She automatically
All right.
saves.
So no reason to do my bend luck. Then it wouldn't help. Okay. Well, there goes my 1 4th level slot.
She kind of feels something, and her body starts to shake a little bit. And she goes, "Ah, no!"
You said you didn't want to be that form. I was just trying to help.
Is that your turn?
Then I'm gonna try to get a little distance from anyone.
All right, you back up. You kind of get into the hallway. By the way, the tower itself is surrounded by a pit, a sort of circular pit that goes down about 15 feet, and in the pit are thousands of snakes.
Gross.
Where's Kishara?
She's up here.
And she's not a frog, despite.
The God's key is in there.
God's key is right here.
Is it like visible, hovering?
It's visible, but it's kind of like the whole thing is rotating around. So every like 10 seconds it's visible, and then it kind of rotates around again. You see this little window, and then it closes, and then the tower is rotating itself.
So it's like
It's occasionally
you're on the other side of the pit. Could you reach in and grab it, or is it like
You could-
barrier?
There's no barrier. It's open, but you have to get over in the pit, and there's about like a foot sort of standing area where you can be and try to reach in and grab it if the tower doesn't knock you off.
All right.
So Saeleas moves further away. It's now Kishara's turn. She looks at Saeleas and says, I suppose you're responsible for that. Well, let's make things more interesting if you insist upon trying to stop my domination. And then...
I do insist.
Okay.
Two options here. Depending on what she-
She swirls her arms around and points down in your direction. And from the ground, you see... At first, it looks like dust. But then... this green mist starts floating around you, as well as the two Yuan-Ti, and starts floating around, and you start coughing, and it's this fog that is playing with your mind. I need everybody to make a con save.
Can I counterspell that?
Can you? I don't know.
Can I try to counterspell
You
that?
can try. So this is an 8th level spell.
Oh.
So I make an ability check using my spell casting ability. That's what I was trying to figure out, is what I do. So if it is casting a spell of or higher is literally what this is. So clearly there's some typos in this. Make an ability check using your spell casting ability. So that would just be like making an attack.
D20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Okay. So that is
So it should say your spell attack
So
modifier.
it's charisma. Okay.
Spell ability modifiers.
Okay, so that would be a D20 plus 4. So
So you have to beat an 18, I think.
hey, I'm gonna go ahead and bend luck on this one.
Yeah.
So
It's a 10 plus the level of a spell.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with advantage. I'm bending luck, so I don't get to re-roll those. So I do not make this because that only goes up to 17. Oh, but I can bend luck and add a D4 to that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that too.
Dang.
And that's a 4. That puts me at 17 plus 4, 21.
Jeez.
Counter spell, chica.
All right.
Saeleas is bilingual.
Okay. So
That's a lot of spells.
this mist starts floating up. It starts burning your nostrils. Saeleas reaches
Counterspell!
forward and says counterspell, and then all of a sudden, kind of just everything just kind of crystallizes and falls down. Kishara looks at you with daggers in her eyes. She says,
You did it to me first.
Oh,
It's Jerik's turn.
she angry.
Yeah, good for her.
Where are our weapons?
Your weapon is about 10 feet behind you. And one of Coach's warhammers is 10 feet behind him. And then the pitmaster is holding his other... in one of the snakes is kind of holding... He's got like lots of snakes. So he's holding one of Coach's warhammers. It's about 10 feet behind you is your sword.
Can I see the God's key at the moment?
It's in the center of the tower. It's rotating around. You can
Like right now, do I have like line of sight on it with the rotation?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast again. I'm going to shoot one blast at the Curios.
Okay.
So with the intent, it's magic weapons which will withstand it. Really magic, but hoping that if I hit it, it'll pull it towards me.
Ooh.
Okay. It's kind of like one of those carnival games where it's rotating around, it covers it up, and then it rotates it again and covers it up, and you have 6 seconds on your turn, and it's a 10-second cover-up period. So you see it right now. So it's right at the point where it's about to cover it up. I'm going to say you can attack with disadvantage.
All right. Whoa, what was it? 2. Total of 10, I think.
So it hits the column wall right as it kind of goes in front.
All right, the other blast I will shoot at Kishara up top.
All right.
Same idea.
She has partial cover because she's using these vines as kind of like a shield. So you can roll with another disadvantage.
That would be 17.
That hits. Give me your damage.
That's going to be 9 damage and pull her 10 feet towards me. Roughly over that pit of snakes.
Okay. She gets hit and then gets pulled. She doesn't go off the top because all of the vines kind of stop her. It's like being yanked into a net of vines and other snakes, and the snakes kind of push her back that are holding her in place. So she doesn't fall, but she gets pushed back. She's kind of like a safety net system.
Fair. Good planning. Excellent. I like that. I'll
Like
use
a
my...
very seasoned circus performer up there.
Well, you don't want to be high up
No,
without
of
some
course
sort of like
not.
safety
That's
measures.
very, very smart.
I will use my action to go back and grab my sword.
Okay.
Evil
And-
one.
What your action was
Well,
the Eldritch
just- no,
Blast?
my movement. My
your
movement
movement.
to go pick it up.
All right, I'll give it. I'll give that to you. You can pick it up. You can pick it up, but you can't do anything else with it.
And then I will use my bonus action to move a hex to... Who hit Sarsa?
The Pitmaster.
To the Pitmaster. I'm going to impair his wisdom because he had advantage on that stupid wisdom save earlier.
Yeah. All right. Well, wisdom checks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. I'm still mad about his wisdom.
All right.
He doesn't look very
Fair enough. Coach, you are up.
Coach is going to run back, probably taking a attack of opportunity from the Pitmaster. I'm going to run back and get one of my Warhammers. Which one is the magical one?
The one he took.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to run back. I have 35 feet of movement, so I'm going to run back 10.
Okay, he's gonna attack you.
Go ahead. I'm
He's
raging.
gonna be like, not so fast. And actually, he's actually gonna take your Warhammer
All right.
and slam it at you. Yeah. Oh, he rolled a natural 1, so he just kind of like throws.
Not so easy, is it?
It's a bit out of balance.
Grab it.
So I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna run back 10 feet.
He drops the hammer.
Okay, still gonna run back.
Yep.
Grab the hammer that was on the ground because that's my motion. That's already what I was doing. So that's 10 feet. Then I'm gonna use the next 10 feet, go back at him.
He's
With
standing back
with
up.
15 feet, can I grab the other one like with my bonus action?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll allow it.
So now I have both my hammers.
Yep.
So I'll do 2 strikes against him, raging.
So he's kind of reeling back up. The hammer really threw him, and he looks up, and he just sees. And Coach is like running towards him.
Coach.
Go, coach!
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh.
And that's a 19.
19
natural
and a
20.
20.
So,
Oh my
but
gosh.
it was a natural 20. Let me think here. So total of 23 damage
Okay.
with my hammers.
What kind of damage is that?
Bludgeoning,
All right.
and then on the 10 damage was magical because of the warhammer. The other one was not.
Yeah. Kind of shakes its head.
I don't like that.
I'm your enemy.
Let's dance.
Then it squares its feet again. So, Pitmaster is going to, right in front of Coach, get ready to hit, and it's going to multi-attack. Make 2 bite attacks using its snake arms. Just slash out at you.
Oh dear.
21 to hit,
Hits.
and 16 to hit.
Hits.
That's 10 damage.
Halved? Is it piercing?
But piercing, yeah. But you also, because it's the first attack of its turn, it's going to use Poison's Disciple. Nope, you take... it's just extra damage of poison damage, but because you get half, so it's actually 12 poison damage.
It would still take 24 because I don't have poison.
Oh, I thought you had poison resistance.
Oh, well, I'm a dwarf,
As
I guess. Yeah, as a dwarf I do.
It's
Yeah,
25 damage and it's half of that, so it's 12. So it's an extra 12. So
extra 12. Ouch.
5 plus 5 plus 12.
That didn't feel very good.
These snakes come out.
Coach is not looking so hot.
All right, Sarsa is up.
Sarsa, again, does not have a lot of self-preservation, and she is currently, like, literally gasping, wheezing. She's clutching her back where she's been stabbed, but she kind of closes her eyes and then lifts her hand, and you see around her these glowing blue translucent stingrays all appear and start circling around with a radius of about 15 feet.
Nice.
And those are her spirit guardians. Obviously, her party, Jerik, Coach, and Saeleas, are immune from any damage, but anybody else that's within that 15-foot radius of me, which if I need to move forward to have it affect more people, she would, is going to have to make a wisdom saving throw.
They're both actually in that area, in your 15-foot radius. So on the start of their next turn is when they would
They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Their speed is halved while they're within that radius. So they ain't going nowhere.
Okay. The next up is the Cobra guy. It's the start of his turn, so he's going to make a wisdom save. And he rolled an 11, which probably fails.
That does fail, so he's going to take 3d8 radiant damage. So that's going to be 19 radiant damage
In a radius.
in a radius. Radio.
Okay.
And if he wants to, he can listen to the radio.
Yeah.
It's actually at a ratio.
Okay. Yeah, so he's... Stingrays! He's just slashing around. But then he looks at Coach. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Maybe. Wisdom.
Our wisest party member.
So good. That's a 3 minus 1 is 2.
So he casts Suggestion on you. So he told you to run.
As you wish.
He didn't specify what direction.
He actually points towards the pit.
Oh. No, why?
So it's going to say...
Run around the pit.
Run around... It's going to say run around the pit.
For 8 hours.
That's why those calves look
Well,
so good.
actually, he says run around the pit, and it said if the suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. If it can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends when the subject finishes what it was asked to do. So it's going to tell you to run around the pit.
Coach.
Okay, Saeleas, you're up.
I will chromatic orb. Level 2. Cold damage at...
Get chilly.
Which of the Pitmaster or Cobra looks worse right now? I'm assuming Pitmaster after Coach's attack.
Whole 20 damage.
They're both about the same.
Alright, I'm going to go after Pitmaster then.
Okay.
You gotta say the thing, though.
I'm going to.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb as a level 2 spell. Cold damage. So Chromatic Orb! That's a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Alright, cool. And so that's, let's see, as a level 2. And 8 and 5 is 13 cold damage.
You see the pitmaster kind of freeze up a little bit and then shrug it off, and he's looking a little worse for wear, but still moving around. Is that your turn?
That will do my turn, yes.
Ookie dookie dook dook doop doop doop. It's
Kishara.
Kishara's turn. Okay.
Uh-oh.
She starts twisting her arms again and says, I can't have you change my form. I just need more time. And then she reaches up her arm, and you see this churning storm cloud forming around the top of the room, and it starts turning into this black cloud that's circling around. It's huge. It spans about 300 feet or so. Lightning starts flashing. You hear a thunder boom in the cavern, and then strong winds start to blow around and blow different parts of your clothes. Everybody needs to make a Constitution save.
Oh dear.
It is loud, and wind is blowing, and
Nat 20.
Ooh,
Plus 3, so 23 for me.
very nice.
Thank goodness, too.
Saeleas got an 11.
So nat 20 is going to succeed. 11 is going to fail.
13.
13 is going to fail.
10.
10 is going to fail. The Yuan-Ti also fail.
Is this call lightning? No, I guess then.
Hail,
All right.
puppy.
So everybody that failed, so everybody except Sarsa essentially takes 2d6 thunder damage, so 9 thunder damage. And you are also deafened for 5 minutes.
Not again.
What?
This is
Do I take any damage? Or?
you don't take any.
Noise, thank goodness, because the threshold is pretty low right
Pretty
now,
low.
gang. Well, also, Sarsa, I've been through bigger storms than this.
Yeah, you kind of have built up a tolerance to thunder and lightning, and also you have this kind of natural affinity with the sea and storms, and
Is it continuing like as a storm, or
Yes.
is it just an instant thing?
it's a continuation.
Oh, we're
Not
gonna
going
have
away.
fun with that.
All right.
By
That-
the way, she's not within 15 feet of me.
No, she is like 60 feet up in the air, and plus a little bit of a distance away. You see her form after she's doing this. You see the image of the night serpent that's floating around, going, kind of nodding its head, and her body starts to kind of tremor. It's like doing that thing where it's kind of like kind of whipping back and forth a little bit.
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
Jerik is up.
Fine, now I don't have to listen to your yammering for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna attack the pitmaster.
Make an attack.
With, it was 13.
13 will miss.
And again, 16.
16 hits.
Yes. 12 damage.
You slice off some of the snakes that are on his arm, and just some of them are just like these little half snakes kind of going kind of flipping around. He's like,
Ew.
I'm gonna get you for that, big man.
And you don't hear what he says.
Yeah.
yeah, he's
words.
just
Just words. I can't hear your taunting. I'm sorry.
is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Coach, you're up.
Coach
Then Pitmaster, and then Sarsa.
now I'm using my turn to do a lap.
Yes.
So I'll use my movement.
He didn't get
That's-
harmed
so
by
it's-
the spell.
You just
I
look
did.
up and you see this
He
big.
got harmed by the
I
spell.
got harmed by the spell.
He got harmed by the
Oh.
spell. He got harmed by the spell.
So you're like starting to run, and then you kind of like kind of shake your head.
Yes.
I'd say you're about quarter of the way around, and you kind of stop.
Coach, come
You
here.
realize you're deaf. You get your senses back,
Except for my hearing.
except for your hearing, which you can't hear anything. You just hear,
Again.
and you see about 15. Well, let's say the pit itself with all the snakes in it. You're kind of right next to that, and then on the other side, there's about a 15-foot gap, and then there's the tower with the curios, the God's Key.
I'm probably the least equipped to go get the God's Key. I mean, I could just jump across. Because I have a 10-foot long jump. Which is long enough, right?
15 feet. But you do have the rope.
We need Gravely's spell.
I know.
Use the rope.
Yeah, I can try.
I assume Saeleas gave that back to you after we landed. Oh yeah, because it grabbed you on the way down.
Yeah, it grabbed me, ripped itself around me. Sorry, I was not expecting to do anything on this turn.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
That's how it happens.
I'm gonna bolt over to Sarsa, and I'm gonna give you a ribbon of greater healing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give it to you. Is that
Sure.
free action, bonus action? I'm not putting it on her. I'm just
yeah.
giving it to her.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say you can drop that off as a free action. It's just taking it out and putting it there. You're not like tying it around her head or anything like that. It's just-
Sarsa wasn't there when they explained how this
Sarsa,
works,
wrap
right?
this around your arm. It'll make you feel better. All right,
What
Position,
in
heal
Reaction.
thyself.
Crisis?
just do it. And I'm going to stand in between her and the pitmaster, and I'm going to go after the pitmaster with my action, bonus action.
Okay.
3 attacks, all of them reckless. So I'm going to roll with advantage. Oh, I guess I'll just do each one because it's easier that way.
Yep.
First attack. Yeah, that's a 20 lot. So yeah, that one hits.
Okay.
That one's an 18,
That hits.
and the last one is a 16.
That hits.
Yes. So all 3 attacks hit.
Woof.
Coach is gonna coach ya.
Meow.
Coach, 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 coach. Coach, 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 coach.
Now what?
And only Sarsa can hear that.
That's good.
Okay. Damage-wise, I roll ones because that's just what I do. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 2 is 12. The other one is 3 plus 3. 6 plus 2 is 8, so that's 18. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. Tilt 2 damage plus 2, 4 damage. So 22 damage.
Yes.
Take this guy out. Just 2 hammers, right to the head, right to the snakes, and and he is goes down. Smash. Goes into the wall. He is down.
All right.
It was his turn. That is a good turn, and that was a turn you didn't think you were going to have.
I know. It's great.
It is now Sarsa's turn.
So
You have this ribbon that Coach said put around your head.
Cobra is between me and Kishara.
No,
Or is
he's
he
on the other
behind?
side. He's kind of closer to the wall rather than the pit of snakes.
Sarsa then is going to use her action to follow Coach's instructions and twist that ribbon around her arm.
Okay.
All right, 4d4 plus 4.
Aha.
All right.
Sarsa's back.
While you're
I
doing
can
14 at her healing.
That's good.
She's looking a lot better. Bonus action. She's going to go ahead and on top of that cast Mass Healing Word.
Ooh.
So everybody's going to get 1d4 plus 4. So that's going to be... It's just a little bit of a bump. So that'll be 8. Everybody heals 8 hit points.
I will take it.
Pitmaster
And
comes back to
she's
life
going
now.
to try and move. She's going to start moving closer towards Kishara. So she'll use her movement. I'm assuming she won't be able to get within 15 feet of her with her movement, or would she?
She's 60 feet in the air.
Oh. This is a tall room. Then she'll move as close as she can towards that center pillar where the Voop-to-do God key.
Yeah, the God key is on the other side of a 15-foot donut pit
Filled with snakes.
filled with donuts
But if you get close to it,
and snakes.
but I
Snakes
think
are
if you
going
get
through
close
the
to it, your
donuts.
manta rays will start, or your stingrays will
I will
start
get
attacking the
close and
snakes.
see if my stingrays can mess up some snakes.
Okay.
Snakes versus stingrays.
All right. So it
man.
moves the cobra out of out of the stingray vicinity. But yeah, the snakes. There are a couple snakes kind of in this lower area that are starting to get kind of like just like firecrackers going off. They're just burning. They're very low level, kind of tiny snakes. Yeah, cool. All right, so Cobra. He's going to see the stuff that Saeleas is doing. He's going to make an attack at you. He has a multi-attack. He's going to take his scimitar.
I'm use my reaction to cast shield before anything.
13 and 24.
So the 13 will miss. The 24 will hit,
Okay.
despite the fact that my armor class is now 20 temporarily.
That's 8 points of slashing damage. Slashing damage.
It's all the same to me.
What are you at?
At 30, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Saeleas looks great compared to everybody else, I think, right now.
Okay.
Coach gains back
Oh!
health whenever he hits people.
All right.
Now he
Saeleas.
has his ability. It's
Really?
great.
That's
Yeah.
a thing?
Uh-huh.
You got like a vampire tooth in your
No,
mace?
it's just a barbarian ability.
That's rad.
All right. At the end of its turn, all of the walls on the side that are these dead kind of branches and vines and everything like that start coming to life. And you see the walls literally start moving around and kind of twisting within each other.
Coach, are you
And
doing that thing again?
they start moving down, and you can see that all of these vines have become large anacondas and pythons.
Gross.
It's
and
not me.
snakes,
It's not me.
And they are coming towards you, and they move 15 feet in. Some of them are going around your feet if you are close to the walls. Not Sarsa, but everyone else is in there. So, Saeleas, I'm assuming you're right against the wall, and everybody else is kind of in that area. everybody in that vicinity, everybody except Sarsa, make a dexterity saving throw.
That's not gonna go well.
You too.
Huh. Nope.
I have advantage on those.
I got 6.
I rolled
fail.
2 5s, of course. That's a what? A dex?
Dex.
6.
17.
Okay, Jerik succeeds, but Saeleas and Coach, your feet are considered grappled,
Okay.
so you cannot move.
Okay.
Cool.
What if we try to teleport?
But
Teleport,
if those,
that's different.
If those
Okay.
things are, well, you guys are not more than 15 feet away from me now, huh?
Probably. I assume you. This room's big. I think you're far enough.
I'm right next to you still.
No, well, she moved up next to the pit, so she's
Oh,
further
yeah,
away
okay.
from you.
Yeah, you're further away.
So right now, she's further away, so that's not within her field of stingrays. Saeleas,
Sorry.
top of the round, you're up.
Bamf. I'm gonna thunder step. I'm not gonna take anyone with me.
Yep,
But
you're not near anybody.
But I'm near the cobra.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, yeah,
Because
okay,
he came up to attack me. So
Yep.
he.
he is.
So I'm gonna bamf out of there and
Okay.
show up next to Kishara. At least that's my plan.
Okay,
Which will be an interesting, probably stupid thing to do.
She looks occupied right now, though.
Yeah.
let's do it.
Constitution saving throw from Cobra over there, and anyone else within 10 feet of me, which I guess is the vines.
Rolled a 7.
That's gonna fail, so they're
It's
gonna
gonna
take
hurt.
3d10 damage. So just a moment while I grab all my dice.
I love Thundersteps so much. It's such a cool spell.
That is 13 thunder damage
Okay.
and big old loud sound.
The whole
Nobody hears it.
area. Nobody hears it. It's just they just think it's more thunder
Yeah.
that's coming
snakes
from the
hear it.
top.
And then I
All
show
of
up.
the area, all of the snakes in the area just get obliterated by force damage, and then you pop up right next to a skin bubbling Kishara. Now most of her clothes have fallen off of her, so she's kind of in the buff.
That's doing
And,
nothing for me.
and she's kind of like wrapping around her fingernails. You can see are getting longer, and her neck has extended, and it's getting longer.
Gross.
And there's all these little like bones and veins popping out from her side.
Ugh.
Saeleas, this is a big journey for you. I need you to roll on your wild magic table.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Where's my stuff?
Could be good or
This
bad.
one and that one. Okay.
Well, here we go.
Wild magic, wild magic.
It's an 83. Let's find out what an 83 is. Sorcerer 83.
Wild magic. Dun, 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 dun. You make my hair fall out. Dun, 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 dun. You
make
could-
me look like a ghost.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's fun.
Dun.
Each creature within 30 feet of you takes 1d10 necrotic damage, and I regain hit points equal to the sum of the necrotic damage dealt.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's nice.
That's some lich nonsense right there.
Nice.
That's
Jeez.
Within 30 feet, each creature takes.
He's 60 feet
And-
up though.
Yeah, so it's probably
So-
only going to hit Kishara.
Yep. You roll your damage.
One-
You get
10.
all your health back. There's like tons of snakes there.
10. Or 0, depending on how you read that, but 10.
10.
I will say.
Which
So you get 10 damage. You get 10 points from Kishara.
Okay.
You know, it hits her. It hits a good like 20 different snakes.
I'm only down 12. So.
But you know, I'll say you get like 15 points.
Okay.
uh,
I can only heal 12 anyway
Okay.
from where I am.
Yeah. So
15.
it
heal.
is what it is.
All right, awesome. And my Tides of Chaos is now back in as a possibility.
All right.
And I rolled to see if I had to roll on the wild magic table because of my thing, and I don't. So
Okay.
I'm
Great.
also really running out of
Saeleas
stuff.
That
doing
was-
work.
It
that
is.
was nice.
It is now Kishara's turn. First of all, she's still concentrating on. Well, she took damage, so. Hold on a second.
Yeah, she did.
Nope. She maintains concentration
Right.
on her 9th level spell, Storm of Vengeance.
We should interrupt that.
Trying.
In the
get all
second
that,
round of Storm of Vengeance, acidic rain falls from the cloud.
Gosh.
Every creature and object under the cloud takes some acid damage.
Is there any Eye of the Storm situation going on where I...
Ooh, that's 6. So everybody takes 6 acid damage. Wait, you see round 3.
That
So
mass healing
that
word
happens, but that is not
helped
her
out.
turn. That just happens
Yeah.
anyway.
And that's all of us, right?
Yes.
Regardless of where we are in the room.
Yep.
And also all the snakes.
She's protecting her snake fellows.
I mean, it also...
In what is now a moat of acid.
Well...
I'm assuming all the pythons or anacondas are dead, all those...
So all of the acid is falling into this pit, and all of the snakes that are in the pit just start...
Not being
And
very kind
as
little
it's
people.
happening, you notice that Kishara's form is kind of glowing in this green energy. Her hair is starting to turn black from its blonde color, and it's becoming withery and almost
Gross.
It's gross. Yeah, it's very oily, and she's just and her mouth opens up and has begun to have these fangs, and she's transforming into something, God, you don't know what. Her legs are starting to kind of fuse together, and skin is kind of wrapping around each other. It's like if you have glue on your fingers, and so you're pulling it apart, and you're starting to peel that off, and you see like skin start to fall off. There's something going on with her.
If you're listening to this during lunchtime, you're welcome.
Hey, we'd like to, the episode is sponsored by
Subway.
Lunchables. Lunchables are little tiny pieces of meat you can put together with cheese and crackers, and they're so delicious. Just pop them right in your mouth. Lunchables, they're so delicious. Anyway, her skin is falling off.
Bubbling relentlessly.
As this is happening, she has enough wherewithal to look at you from the side and smile with kind of this piercing smile with little fang teeth, and she looks at you and kind of throws out a hand to the side, and this acid thin beam comes at you. She casts Melf's acid arrow at a high level, and you take 10 points of acid damage.
Ow! You're not very nice.
That is her turn. Jerik, you're up.
Given that I just healed, it's impressive how much damage I just took.
Yeah, really.
I will run over these snakes and hop into the radius cleared out by the Thunderstep where Cobro is, and say, it's your turn, and move my hex to him and attack. Twice.
All right.
That's going to be a 15.
15 hits.
15 damage.
Oh, he's looking really rough.
Well, that's good. I'm going to hit him again. Ooh, 24.
That hits.
Yeah. 17 damage. Well, 24 to AC, 17 damage.
Slice it.
Dice it.
Cut its head off. And you just see its body crumple to the floor.
The tail's just like...
Yeah, the tail's still moving around. And it's flopping around.
Make a good soup later.
Yep. So
So
now
long.
it's just the four of you, a bunch of snakes in the walls, and Kishara. And a bunch of snakes.
Jerik, your turn then.
That is your turn. Coach.
Coach is going to take the rope. How far away? Well, you said I'm grappled by this stuff. Was there any kind of strength check for it, or?
Yeah, you can make a Dex check to see if you can. Actually,
Do I
you're
use my
grappled,
action to
so
do
yeah, you can use your action to use a strength check to see if you can get out of the snakes and stuff that are holding you.
How far away is the pillar from me right now?
The pillar is 35 feet away.
Okay, so I'm going to use the rope, and I'm going to say, grab the curios, and I'm going to throw it out there, whip it out there.
Throw it out like a whip. Okay.
Yep.
So as soon as you say that, it kind of goes taut, and it kind of spirals out, almost with this kind of force of its own, and it has enough slack to wrap around. It's grabbed it.
Can I pull it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and pull it.
All right.
That was its action.
Give me,
Oh, yeah. Haha!
give me a strength check.
I am raging,
Yep.
so... Because I got damage dealt to me again from the acid.
Okay.
So it's
you have
I
advantage
have
on?
advantage on...
Okay. Give me a strength check.
That is a 21.
The God's Key, the Curios, pops out, and you can see as soon as it does, it's kind of still attached to the rope, swings down into the pit of snakes, kind of acid, covered it. It's still attached to the rope. Also, at the same time, the giant image of Dendar the Night Serpent kind of fades away. Kishara screams in frustration that her transformation, witnessing by Dendar has been interrupted. She's screaming up at the top. Saeleas hears that, but you still are holding on.
None of us hear it.
I don't hear it because I can't hear anything.
I hear it.
Sarsa hears it.
Well, here's the thing: is there's a little bit of psionic images,
Oh,
so you
okay.
hear this brain scream. It's,
Not again, not again, not again.
Yeah.
Get out of my head!
All right, that's your turn,
Good
Sarsa.
one.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so Coach has the curio on a rope that's dangling down in that pit.
Yep. I'm gonna make a strength saving throw for the rope.
A weird sentence.
Yep. You see on the part of the rope that is dangling over the pit starts to, and it's hanging on by
A thread.
about half of its strength.
Oh, acid.
If the rope could go, it would.
The rope is bloodied.
It's very sad. It's like, Dad, Mr. Stark, I don't feel.
I don't feel so good. No! No!
So, could I feasibly, dash to try and get up to at least close to where Kishara is? Or is
So
it-
she is on a pillar that is
here.
60
She's
feet
at
up.
the top of it.
Yeah, she's up there.
Pit of
There's
snakes.
a pit of snakes, and that's kind of where you are. If you have any kind of floating or teleporting ability or flying or
Yeah, that's cool, but
Running.
no.
so the vines around the tower are also kind of shaped as a ladder. It's as if Kishara, probably because she has some abilities, made the vines into a ladder that she could climb up there.
Okay. And Saeleas is,
Oh, Saeleas is up there, yeah. Saeleas is up there next to her.
okay. But I would need to leap to cross this to try and get onto that and get over there.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot
I'm
chasm.
gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna, because I think I've gotten pretty close by now, so I should be able to just use my regular movement to, jump over, right?
Okay.
Weston's going to the
So
jump
I'm gonna
calculator.
15 feet?
Long jump. You can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. So when you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score.
Which is
So
13.
13.
So 13 feet.
If you want to try, we can do a little.
I mean, because
It's just a pit full of acid and
Body
snakes.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if I could maybe use gust of wind to try to push myself
Just
forward.
fart yourself over at the very end.
You know. Hope springs eternal. But
What do you want to do over there, though?
you could do
You'd
like
just be down here.
I'm not gonna make it.
you could do like Ness
But
in
that would put me
Smash
within-
Brothers and hit yourself with your
Double
own anchor.
Just
am I from where I'm at? Would
right.
would you consider me within 60 feet of her if she's?
Not quite.
If you were at the very bottom of the base, you'd be 60 feet away from her.
Well, then I just kind of.
actually.
No, you're right because the base has width and she's on top. So
Well, no, it has to do with this angle, and in D&D, it's 60 feet is the same this way, up, and diagonally.
What?
In
What I'm saying
D&D.
is she wouldn't even be
It is.
with.
Show me documentation.
She wouldn't
It
be
is.
60 feet unless she was at the base.
Because if it's a grid, and you are 15
It
feet
works
at a diagonal,
orthogonally, yeah.
it's so it doesn't matter. Like if you're down here, you're still 60 feet away from her.
It's an
I will
anti-trigonometry
defer.
zone.
What do you want to?
defer.
What's the rules?
Okay,
I don't
okay,
understand that at all.
Everybody else, be quiet. What do you want to do?
So defer to you. If you
I'll
tell
flip
me that I can feasibly, without having to try to make this jump that is like the Usain Bolt of jumps.
He's a runner.
If you tell me that I'm within 60 feet, I know what I want to do. But if you tell me no, then I don't know what I want to do. I will nix that. So I defer to you, DM, and your almighty
Do you
wisdom.
want her to know what she's going to do?
No, that's a tough one. I guess I'll say you're within.
I feel like Weston's rules lawyering already took away a thing from me, so I'd like it to give me something today.
Sure, just okay.
Rules lawyer.
The rules give it,
Okay.
and rules lawyer take it away.
So Sarsa's
We'll say you leap up in the air and you're 60 feet closer.
I'll give a little
you're
hop.
within 60 feet. 2-3 feet, and it's like, that's
she'll
enough.
move like as close as she can to the edge of the pit, and then she's gonna yell out to Saeleas, "Get out of there! I'm blowing it up!" And I'd like to, if
Fireball.
I'd like to hold my action for once Saeleas is out of the range of 10 feet of Kishara, and if he moves out of that, I'd ready Shatter.
Nice.
To go off right at where Kishara
anyway.
is at.
How
and
wide is the top of the pillar?
The pillar
5
itself. I read this a little bit earlier.
I think you said 15. Or no, that was the pit.
10 feet in diameter.
So if you can't get off the top of
Just
that thing,
hit it.
You are
I
right
don't
next
care.
to her.
It's okay. He's old. He's not that old, but he's old.
then I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Shatter.
Well, you can just cast Shatter.
Oh yeah.
Just cast it to the side of her.
All right, we'll do it to the side of her
Don't cast it on her.
to hopefully affect her and not Saeleas.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do that as a 4th level spell.
Oh.
We can't hear anything anyway.
What?
And I'm gonna use my channel divinity so that it automatically does full damage.
Dang.
I'm going to suggest that we're just getting our hearing back as it clears, and then she casts Shatter.
This entire time, we're all gonna have tinnitus by the time we're out of this
So
fight.
basically, she's gonna make a con saving throw, and then it would be 5d8. So what's 5 times 8? That's 40. So it'd be 40 thunder damage on a fail, and it would be 20 on a save. And also, if it does succeed, I want to push her off the edge.
Okay, she rolled a 2,
Yeah!
But
so she takes 40 damage,
Yeah!
Whoa!
and she's gonna fall.
Yeah!
She goes into the pit of snakes.
Hmm.
She's mid-transformation.
Oh no.
Awkward.
That's also weird.
I hate it when people catch me mid-transformation.
And she rolled a natural 1 on concentration.
Oh!
So the storm goes away.
Oh!
Does she take 66 from falling?
Sarsa's
60
gonna
feet?
yell
No,
out
it's-
as Kishara falls down. Sarsa's gonna yell, "That was for Saloon! That's what a real god can do!"
What?
She's
No, I'm still
doing the
deaf.
snake dance. Oh, yeah. That's like a constant joke with this episode.
So
What?
Spanked by Saloon.
you see Kishara's form fall down. You don't quite see what happens. Is that the end of your turn?
I just see her disappear.
Yeah. Yeah, she's off on the other side.
That is the end of my turn.
All right. The end of the round, the snakes from the walls move in even further. They move forward another 15 feet. So that little patch that you destroyed gets overtaken again. Everybody that's standing on the ground, Sarsa, Coach, Jerik, needs to make a dex save again.
I have advantage.
Not to be troubled, but I believe I still have my stingrays as well.
Okay.
So if they're coming within a 15-foot radius, I don't know if that affects anything, but
4 and a 2.
Still make a dex.
Total of 5.
that's an 8. 8.
6.
So that all fails. So all of you guys are movement of 0 right now. A couple of the snakes, we'll get to that on your turn. Okay, now Saeleas, sorry. Go
Alright.
ahead.
Yeah, no worries. Saeleas is going to go up to the edge where Kishara just got knocked off, and I'm going to hold my action for when she does show up. I'm going to use 2nd level chromatic orb with Tides of Chaos. If she shows up, cold damage, just FYI, in case
Okay.
that happens. But I'll hold my action until she pops up.
All right. Now it is Kishara's turn.
when the bad guy in a video game falls into a pit of acid,
Not usually just the
where,
end.
by the way, the curios are.
Yeah.
I worry.
Yeah. Bad.
So, you guys just hear this.
You think a little spell knocking me off is going to stop me?
And then you see this form rising up. Hello, Knights of the Roll Table. This is Chris Daly, your Dungeon Master for Season 2 of the podcast. So this is it. This is the finale of Season 2. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you've enjoyed Season 2. I learned some great things along the way. I had a ton of fun. I love playing with this group, and hopefully I've planted some seeds for things to come. We'll see. So stay tuned for later this week for a postseason wrap-up bonus episode where we all chat about favorite moments and questions unanswered and things like that. After that, we're going to post a session 0 for season 3. Zach is taking over the DM's chair again, and we'll be revisiting some characters from season 1 and meeting some new characters. Since we don't advertise for the show, the best way to support us is to leave a rating and review on whatever podcast service you are listening to right now. It only takes a minute, and you don't even have to write something. Just a rating is appreciated. The comments on these announcements and give you a personal thanks, like this one from Latson1975. This is a great D&D live play podcast. The storytelling, roleplay are great, and the levity and the comedy add to the enjoyment of a wonderfully fun campaign. Thanks so much. Here's another one from Cat Type. That's one word. I give it 2 thumbs up, as that is the number of thumbs that I have. Sweet. Well said. You can follow me at DailyTunesRPG on Twitter. I do all the art for the show and reach out if you want to talk DM stuff or D&D art stuff. Weston was interviewed for another podcast called Attack of Opportunity, which you can find on rollmongers.com. That's rollmongers.com. They do an actual play podcast of their own, so check that out as well. Also, check out episode 50 of the podcast called A Necessary Evil, where Zach is interviewed by a supervillain. You heard that right. So download A Necessary Evil and also Attack of Opportunity in your podcast feeds, and you can listen to some cool interviews with our cast. Some of the music featured in this episode was created by Weston and can be found on his Patreon, Arcane Anthems. There is some great original compositions that you can download right now, this minute. Check it out in the links in the comments of the episode. That's new original music on Patreon, Arcane Anthems. You can visit our Instagram and Twitter at Rolled Table and use the hashtag RolledTable to help us get the word out about the show. As always, if you have any feedback or questions or want to drop us a line or want to put an ad on the show, contact us at knightsoftherolledtable@gmail.com. Look, we know we are not the only D&D actual play podcast out there. There's so many, but we really, honestly thank you so much for listening and giving us a chance. And from me, the DM of Season 2, before I lose my little soapbox here, I want to thank you guys for listening, and thanks for the feedback, and it means a lot to me, and I can't wait to keep playing with these guys. And yeah, that's it. That's all of our announcements. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Now go out and make life an adventure. And then you see this form rising up, and you see her new form.
No.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
she has
hot.
transformed into a pure Yuan-Ti anathema, full of 6 different heads. Can't see the other one. These gaunt, kind of gray arms and a long 20-foot python body, and it is spiky and writhing, and there's still bits of human flesh kind of dripping from like the sides.
Nasty.
And you hear all of its psionic communication in your heads, so you don't have to worry about being deaf. You just hear it in your heads, and she says,
I have completed my transformation, and now I will show you the pure power of the Yuan-Ti.
Of course, as soon as she popped up, that's when my
Yep.
chromatic orb would go, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's
With
with
the wind out of my sails, Matt.
That's what I'm doing, man.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so with Tides of Chaos, that's with advantage. I'll roll that first. And I'll go ahead and roll this one again, but it won't matter because I got a nat 20.
Say it. Say it. Oh, yeah. 2 health bars.
the 8.
Final form.
No, this will be 6d8. Oh no, I rolled that as the second level.
Just give me some damage.
It'll be a lot. It'll be 8d8. Okay, hang on a second. And it's 11 plus 7 is 18 plus 6 is 24 plus 15 is 39.
Jeez, sorcerers.
39 cold damage.
That was just your held action.
Yep.
Now it is her turn.
Yikes.
So it is going to see the closest person that's nearby, and it's going to go after Sarsa. So it's going to make 2 claw attacks, 21 to hit,
That's a hit.
and a 19 to hit.
That is also a hit.
Okay,
And then it's going to attack you with 5 snake heads.
9 damage
6
Cool.
snake
and
heads.
8 damage, and that's slashing damage.
Cool.
Then it's going to wrap around you
Oh.
and constrict you. I know about, and then so it'll take some damage from the stingrays.
Well, there's the stingrays, and that would be at the start of her turn.
Okay,
And so,
so that'll
she
be a dex save, and she rolled a 5.
yeah, that's a fail.
Okay.
So that's gonna be 14 radiant damage.
All right.
I still have 2 more uses of my Thunderous Rebuke since
Okay.
she attacked me.
Okay.
So one of those is gonna go right now, and that's she makes another dex save.
14.
14 is not enough,
All right.
so that's gonna be 2d8. And that's gonna be 9 thunder damage.
Oh, 9. Okay, Bert.
Yeah, still 9 thunder damage.
Some of that 9 thunder damage. Okay. All right. So.
Pew, pew.
Boom, boom, boom. So then she claws you. Slash. Then she's going to constrict.
This episode is brought to you by nobody.
So 28 to hit.
Oh, are you telling me or asking me? Because that'll hit.
This is for the constrict.
Ooh.
You're going to take 3d6 plus 6 plus 2d6 damage.
That sounds like a lot.
24. That's
And-
bludgeoning. That's bludgeoning damage and acid damage.
And I'm out.
Okay.
So as she starts, Sarsa's like, yeah, you're not the only woman who's got a storm brewing inside of her.
And it
she
just
stops being able to
starts wrapping around you, and all the snakes are closing in around you as you're losing consciousness.
And you just see Sarsa go limp.
and the snakes psionically say,
You will make a fine general.
Sarsa!
Moat! She's out at the big tavern drinking whiskey in the sky.
She's
All
just
right.
unconscious.
Death
Jeez.
saving throws.
She's not
Calm
dead.
down.
well,
Clinking
she
on
also
some slime.
gets, it's a multi-attack. So she also gets Flurry of Bites.
Oh,
After
so she's
out,
super dead.
Oh, is she hitting me more?
She's gonna turn you into a
14 to hit.
14 would miss, actually.
But it
It auto crits.
auto crits.
Dead for me.
Oh, am I dead?
That's right.
Yeah, I mean it's an automatic hit,
So-
auto crit. So you lose 2 death saves.
How many
Yeah.
death saves do you get total?
3.
So you're down 2. So just,
Dear.
all right, Jerik, you're up.
Sarsa.
Grappled by the snakes?
Yeah. You have 0 movement, but you can still take an action. Or you can use your a strength check to try to get out of the entanglement.
Was that an action?
An action. It's an action to try to get out of it.
Where's Sarsa in relation to me?
She is at the edge of the pit. about 15 feet away.
Limiting. Difficult. A frustrating situation. Well done, DM. Very concerning. I will cast a spell that is new. I learned it as a warlock, and it's usually called Arms of Hadar, but invoking the power of Hadar's dark hunger to summon tendrils of dark energy didn't seem very Jerik-y. So instead, we're rebranding it Hand of Torm. And
Yep.
I will cast this spell, and radiant fists of Torm pound down on everything within 10 feet of me, which would be all of these snakes grappling me. They make strength saving throws. On a failed save, they take 2d6. They
Okay.
can't take reactions.
So you just see these, this kind of several, like 16 of them, just radiant hands, just go "Blah," and form fists, and these white glowing fists, and start going and just pound, and all the snakes are going. It's like Hudson shooting all the aliens, and he's like, "Oh, you want some of this?" And then you're just left with a bunch of like pulp around your feet, kind of standing up, squaring your shoulders. Your friend has been taken out.
So I'm going to run towards her. I don't have any action to do anything. I have a bonus action, which I will use to
Your
cast.
speed is halved, but you can still get to her if you have
I'm gonna-
30 feet of movement.
Yeah, use the movement to go towards her.
Okay.
Which is, I'll get to her.
Kishara, Snake Kishara has dropped Sarsa's body from the constrict, and she's now kind of like, Kishara's on the ground.
Oh, good. They're both there. Handy. And then my bonus action, I'm going to cast Hexblade. It's not a spell. I'm going to apply Hexblade's curse to monster Kishara.
Okay. What does that do?
Nothing right now, but helps me fight her.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yes.
All right. Coach.
Coach is going to take his magical warhammer, and he's going to put it up into the sky. Some magical energy is going to burst around it, kind of crackling, and he's going to smash it down on the snakes.
Yep.
And he's going to cast Thunderclap.
Okay.
So they have to make a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 damage.
They're dead.
Woo!
These are all little 1-point minions. So,
So then,
Coach smashes his hammer down, and just lightning fizzles through, kind of a chain reaction of about a 15-foot radius of snakes.
and I'm going to move toward.
Kishara.
No, not yeah. I'm going to move toward Kishara,
Okay.
but really moving toward Sarsa.
You're only like 10 feet away.
Okay, so I can get to her.
Yeah. What are you doing with the rope, though? Because the rope is hanging onto the curios. Do you let it go, or are you holding onto that as well? Are you pulling it up as you go, or what do you want to do?
Command the rope.
Well, I think it's an action to command the rope, and I already used an action to get free.
Oh, all right.
So, I mean, it's just staying there. It's just staying wherever it was, because it grabbed the curios, right?
Yeah. But if you let it go, it's gonna.
I had to grab my warhammer, so
Okay.
I would have had to let the rope go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I had to let the rope go.
Rip rope.
So the rope falls down. It slides a little bit. You can. I'll say you can shout out a action
Okay.
for it to do.
Then yes, I'll have it try and pull the curios. No, it's further from Kishara, the better. Sure, I'll try and pull it toward me.
Okay. So we'll say that for the turn, you smash down. As you let go, you say, "Pull it up!" And you smash these things down. The lightning hits all the snakes. At that same time, the rope kind of uses your leg as leverage.
Coil.
It kind of around your calves, and it's like, and it starts pulling up, and it sort of uses you.
Rope burns,
your
rope burns.
No, but your calves are very well oiled, and the rope is well oiled as well.
No hair
So
at
it just
all.
kind of goes around. The excess is kind of going off to the side, and it's just and taking off a little bit of leg hair.
Sure.
But it's
Burns.
pulling up the curios, and it pulls it up right next to you and slackens.
Okay. I guess I'll just pick up the
God's key.
God's key and throw it in my pack, and I'm running toward
All right.
Sarsa.
As soon as you pick it up, the 3 kind of points of contact for the curios, the button, the spiralite, and the bracelet, which is now kind of a loop handle, start glowing purple.
I put it in there.
Coach puts it in his back.
Shut up, you.
It's this moment where he kind of zooms in on Coach's face, and it zooms in on the curio, and he just goes, and puts it in his face.
running towards Sarsa. That's exactly correct.
That's Coach.
He's like, all right, Sarsa,
Final death saving throw.
make a death save.
That's a 14.
Oh,
That's a success. So mark 1 success.
1 success.
Okay, Saeleas.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna chromatic orb, level 1, cold damage at the snake face over there.
Gijara.
Yeah, her. So let's see. That is a 20, a dirty 20.
That hits.
Okay. And that is.
get chilly.
What is that?
Getting chilly with it.
That is 13 cold damage.
But what do you say?
Oh. Thank you. I would have
Alright.
forgotten.
She takes this layer of frost on her body and kind of shoves it off. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. I don't know what else I would do.
All right.
I'm just gonna kind of crouch down so I'm not super visible up on top of the pillar.
All right. Oh, I forgot to mention. So she has something called
Oh God.
Ophidiophobia aura. Any creature in the Athenema's choice, other than the snake or the Yuan-Ti, that starts its turn within 30 feet of the Athenema and can see or hear it must succeed a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of snakes and Yuan-Ti. So Jerik and
You should just
Coach.
call that Indiana Jones.
A wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
Snakes.
I'll say it didn't like fully form effect until
Why
now.
is it always a wisdom save?
Wait, I think I have a thing against fear if I'm raging. Let me see.
That's
I
particularly
think you do
wise.
too. I think if you're raging, you have advantage against fear or something,
Let me see.
or you're not afraid or something like that. But what'd you roll?
9.
Okay, you're afraid of snakes.
Luckily, there's snakes in every direction, so it doesn't really mean
You're like-
anything.
Snacks are scary.
Okay.
I don't think I do. I think that's a certain barbarian path. Like at a certain level, you can't be frightened.
Oh yeah. Maybe it's like Path of Berserker or something like
Yeah, it's not me.
that. If you know, let us know.
That's for
Knights of the
sure.
Roll Table.
It's
Okay.
whatever it is, it's not me. So
Okay.
I get a roll. Yep, that's a 4.
All right, you're afraid of snakes too.
Great.
So it sees Coach, and it's gonna, and she is in your head. You hear,
Head of my army, and your fury will take over many lands.
and she comes towards you,
No, 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 no.
and she's going to multi-attack. So first, 2 claw attacks, 24
Hits.
and 20,
Hits.
13 and 12. That is slashing damage.
Okay.
So is that halved? Because
Yes.
okay, so that's
So that was at 13 and 12.
6 and 6, so 12 damage.
Okay.
Then she's gonna try to constrict. That's an 18 to hit.
Yep.
Okay, that is 3 acid damage and 20 bludgeoning damage.
So 3 acid. That's full.
Mm-hmm.
And then 20 halved. So I'm at 1 hit point.
Okay, you're grappled.
Uh huh.
She's gonna bite you. 14 hit.
Misses.
So she wraps around you, and she gets a little too far up because you're a dwarf, and she's just like, oh, what? It's kind of like in her body, like it kind of somewhere in the middle, and you're just like, but doesn't she take like piercing damage from your
Yep.
spikes?
1d4. I'm gonna
Gonna
roll
do
that
it.
nonsense. Hiya!
She's finally gonna be good.
She takes 2 damage.
No.
Can you imagine?
I
That would
wish.
be nice.
All right. Coach is wrapped around her.
Bingo.
Not looking too good. Jerik, you just see his form just kind of. Jerik is up.
What does it mean in this context that I'm afraid of snakes?
It means disadvantage on ability checks and its attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. Can't move willingly closer to the source of its fear.
Already read.
So basically, you can't move, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack roll.
Against the snakes.
Unless you get rid of the snakes that are in front of you. But also, she's in front of you, and she's a Yuan-Ti, so you can't move
She's a
towards
snake.
her.
She's a snake?
She's definitely a snake.
Okay.
She's
Just like
definitely
that.
a Yuan-Ti.
Well, none of that's relevant right
She's
now.
a
Many
snake. She's a snake.
snakes.
She's a snake. She's a snake. She's a snake. She's a snake. She's a
super
snake.
She's like several snakes.
All right, so I'm
Gross.
going to drop down to, because I'm right on top of where Sarsa is, I'm going to take her hand and say, you can't leave me yet. And I'm going to use my action to channel 19 points of healing into her with my lay on hands.
Oh, thank God.
Jeez.
I was not ready emotionally for that. Sarsa kind of comes to and she's like, "What are you just sitting around there, you big log?"
There's a lot of snakes around here. Please help with that.
Okay. Is that your turn, or
Well, that's my action.
don't you have the hex blade, or that doesn't do anything?
I mean, that's still affecting her if I could attack her, but I can't because that was my action. As a bonus action, I can also put a hex on her, which is again not going to do anything right now.
Okay, so hex is moved, and what do you want to hex?
Constitution.
Coach, you're up.
Coach is gonna try and break out of this grapple.
All right, do it.
And I'm at disadvantage on ability checks because I'm afraid of her.
Because you're afraid of her.
So then I just roll a normal.
This is terrifying. She's surrounding you. She's constricting you.
Normally I get advantage on strength checks because
So
I'm
it's just a
raging.
regular
So it's
roll.
just a normal roll.
Regular roll.
Versus her, and it's acrobatics versus her acrobatics or her dex that she wants to use that.
Yes.
All right. Ooh, that's not terrible. 24.
Yes.
That succeeds. She rolled 15 plus 3 is 18, but
Yes.
you break free.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to stab her with my to hit her. I'm just gonna hit her with my hammer.
Nobody is currently dead.
All right.
Heal
Um,
yourself.
I can't. I don't have an action.
Oh, no.
That was my action. So bonus action, whack. Try and hit her. I'm rolling at disadvantage, mind you, but even still.
All right.
14 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. So it's like wildly rolling, and I'm gonna just try and run 35 feet away from her. I know she gets attack of opportunity, but I have to risk it.
Okay. There's also snakes on the ground, so I'll say that you can run towards.
Where can I run? I
You
don't
can
know.
run towards Jerik and Sarsa.
Okay, sure.
And you just kind of huddle up with them because there's a bit of a path.
Well, let's
Dead
see if
snakes.
I huddle up with you or not.
Yeah.
She hasn't used reaction yet, has she?
Nope. So she will just make a claw attack.
So she'll just kill you.
23 to hit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm out. It doesn't matter. I'm out.
Wait, what's your AC?
16.
I can't
I am
knock
very.
that
She slashes at Coach.
I
She
nosedive.
slashes at his back, and
Coach.
Coach goes down. And as he goes down, the God's key, which is this large, thing that he put in his pack, tumbles out. And you two, Jerik and Sarsa, and Saeleas from up top, you all see this, and it kind of goes after it leaves Coach's sort of vicinity.
Sarsa, get it!
Sarsa, it's your turn.
Sarsa is.
And you are not afraid.
Yeah. No, she's just pissed because she's been to death and back, basically.
Does she have to make
Almost.
the save? Does she have to make the roll?
You do have to make the roll. It's a wisdom save.
Oh, against her.
Because she has an aura.
Her
And you're
scary,
within-
snaky aura.
You're within
Let's go
30
to
feet.
there. So that's a 19 plus
Jeez.
my save set. So it's 26.
Oh, there's our wise person.
Yeah,
know,
no,
right?
Sarsa,
Yeah.
let's throw down.
You're not-
So Sarsa is gonna reach down and grab the God's key,
Okay.
Bop it.
and like she's like, but while she's doing it, she's just like making eye contact with Kishara, like she's real over this. As I pick it up, does it do anything, or does
You
it
see
work?
the three main points of contact. You see this large button that's on the mace. You see where the spiralite is, kind of twisting around, and you see on the top this kind of handle where you can get like a hand inside. It's a bracelet, but it's this large kind of thing.
Am I allowed to use an action to attempt to bash the button, twist the spiralite, and pull on the handle of the bracelet?
Yes, you may.
Because I would like to do that.
All right.
Sarsa's like, we're done messing around. You hurt my friends. We're done. I would like to
Bash it.
bash. I want to play Bop It.
Yeah.
Bash it.
So she's going to bash the button.
Bash
She's
it. Okay. So
Twist
Sarsa-
the spiralite.
and then
And
twist
then-
it.
and then pull on the bracelet.
And then you pull out and then Kishara in her snake form is just like, and then all of a sudden, as soon as Sarsa does this, the room goes white. The three of you that are still conscious don't really know what has happened at this point. When you gain back your focus, your hearing is back. You can see, and you are in the room, but you are now 30 feet off the ground. And surrounding you is a psionic aura, an armor that you are inside. It has legs, it has arms, it has a shield in front of you, and it's glowing with this purple psionic aura. And Sarsa, you're right in the middle. Jerik, you're on the left.
Did I form the head?
You're on the right. Sarsa, you
I'm the green one.
kind of think for a second, and you think I should move forward, and then the whole thing, and you see below you, about 15 feet below you, where you guys are, from the psionic armor, is now the small form of Kishara.
Where's
And
Coach?
Coach is on the ground.
Oh no.
Don't step on him. Jerik is on the, what is it, right or left?
You said left.
Left.
Right.
Jerik is on the left. You control the left arm. And
You're the green line.
Saeleas controls the right arm.
It's Marfin time.
You are controlling a psionic mech. What do you want to do?
This is amazing.
Is it still, do I get an action, or was my action just activating it?
Your action was to activate it. But I'm going to say, for the sake of initiative, this is the order now. So now it's all of you versus Kishara. And now you are in this. And let me give you some things to keep in mind.
Coach is dead.
And then Coach is on the ground.
He's
I
not quite
still have a turn, right?
Yeah, you do. You do.
Oh,
So
wait,
I'll put
I
that-
get a bonus action. Did I take a bonus action?
No.
Can I just bonus action real quick? Healing word on Coach. It's just a
Yes.
healing word, and Coach is going to heal 8 hit points.
Okay.
All right. So Coach heals 8 hit points. Then all this other stuff I just said just happens. So all of you are inside of this thing. Coach is now there. Coach is there as well. He is controlling the legs, and they look amazing.
As they should.
The mech legs. So he's controlling the movement.
They're the
And-
biggest calves ever.
All 4 of you are inside of this sort of control panel, control room, and Kishara looks up, kind of like a what the, like all of her 6 heads are just, and she's so furious that she hasn't figured this out, and like she doesn't know what happened. You guys have the following stats as the psionic
Ooh.
curio, so somebody write this down.
Oh no.
That'll do
Nat,
it.
you're in charge.
I'm running out of room on my paper, but I'm in.
You have plus 10 to hit elemental damage of your choice, except necrotic. All the things I mentioned before, so lightning, fire, cold, thunder, or force. Each arm or each appendage has one type of elemental damage. You have a multi-attack with each arm. You can also do a range blast or an elemental-shaped melee weapon. You can also change into a beast shape of a psionic beast of your choosing, which lasts 1 turn. Yeah, and then your movement is 30 feet. It is your turn, team. What would you like to do? You are this psionic mech armor, and you're facing against a Yuan-Ti Athenema.
Let's pull a St. Patrick on this snake and stomp her out.
I say we pull her into pieces.
What kind of animals do snakes not like?
Mongoose.
Mongoose.
Can we be a giant mongoose?
Do we have the stats for like a massive mongoose?
Is that what you want to do?
Giant
Spend your
psionic
action?
mongoose.
We would like to become.
I've been waiting to pull a mongoose in this thing the whole...
Mongoose or ferret, and we'll say ferret is kind of the same as a mongoose. So what we'll say is if you want to use your action to turn into this, turn into the beast, if you want to turn into a giant psionic mongoose, that happens. You don't get to make an attack yet, but that is, but your attack happens as the action on your next turn, and then after you make the attack, then you turn back into the mech armor.
Does she
I
fear
feel
us?
like snakes are afraid of giant psionic mongoose.
We'll see what happens.
Perhaps it has its own aura.
I think Jerik just wants revenge.
Well, it is.
on the-
You do have resistance against the fear now because of the psionic shielding. That's
Nice.
an effect of the
Mongoose
spiralite.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so you change into a giant psionic mongoose.
I have weasel stats.
Weasel stats.
Weasel stats.
All right.
Weasel stats.
Okay.
I don't think weasel stats are that great.
All right.
Nope.
Here we go.
I'm saying like, we should go with badger or eagle. Or
DM has the
Okay,
helm.
let's
do
keep
giant
going.
Eagle.
Sure.
We change into a giant mongoose. It has
Giant
has
mongoose.
All right.
Okay. Now it's Kishara's turn. So she is. Yeah, she's gonna try to multi-attack on this thing.
Bring it.
I'm gonna take care of it down here.
With our, you now control 4 legs. Right? We're just nothing because
I'm
there's no
just
arm.
in a head, like I could like look left. Look
No, I think
right,
you're. I think you're the body.
Right.
Yeah, you're the body.
You're the heart.
So the body, it has the defensive stats of your body plus your proficiency modifier. So your AC
16.
plus your proficiency.
So that would be
19.
yep, 19.
Our AC is 19.
We all have the same efficiency.
Yeah. All right. So it's going to attack.
It's a stomper out.
27 to hit
Oh, that's gonna hit.
Jeez.
and 21. So it hits twice.
Jerk.
17 and 9. So how we're going to do this is your hit points for this is 120. I need somebody to keep track.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, and how much did she just hit us for?
She hit you for, what did I say, 9 and, 17? So
That's 20.
26.
It's getting dicey down here.
She's gonna, nope.
So we're at 9.
Constrict does not work, and then Flurry of Bites does work. It's 25 to hit, piercing plus poison, but
Immune to poison.
immune to poison.
Wow.
That's not a good sound.
When you start rolling d20s for damage.
21.
Okay, so just 21 damage then?
Yeah, the poison has no effect.
Okay, so then we're down to 73 damage. 73 hit points.
All right, your turn. You are a giant psionic mongoose. You're in front of Kishara. What do you want to do?
Eat her.
All the attacks.
Well, just punch her.
Okay, you have multi-attack,
Yes.
Um,
those.
so you can attack twice.
want to do that.
So make a... So Saeleas is on one side. Jerik is on the other. If you want to move forward to try and jump on her, that would be Coach. We'll make a
Pounce bite makes sense to me.
a dexterity, and then you can make a bite and a slashing attack.
Let's
bite?
do all those things.
You're biting him
Do you want to bite?
with the mongoose head?
Mongoose eat snakes.
Great,
So, yeah.
bite him.
Okay.
Her.
So roll a strength check plus your proficiency.
My strength?
No, it's proficiency.
I know. Oh, so just...
So +3.
Okay, so 16. 16 then.
But it has a +10 to attack, right?
Oh, plus 10.
Plus 10 to
26.
attack. Yep, that hits.
Thank you for that. I forgot. I wrote it down, but I didn't know what to do with that.
Yep. Okay.
I'm not,
And
I'm not used to
then-
this whole melee thing.
Yeah. It's a little different. Everything's plus 10. And what kind of elemental damage do you want to add to that?
Ooh.
I mean, snakes are cold-blooded, so I'm still inclined to go with cold.
Okay, so cold damage.
Yeah.
So we're adding cold damage. So you're going to roll 6d8.
Good God. Okay.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
And Jerik, be thinking about what you want to do.
24 cold damage.
Right. She is bloodied.
Fine.
Wow. Her turn?
Now it's
Oh,
Jerik's
no,
turn.
Jerik.
Jerik with the slashing or another bite attack. I'll leave it up to you. As the mongoose,
Oh, I want to.
and you get a different elemental attack.
Did the cold seem troubling to her?
I mean, she didn't like it.
Or? Okay.
And we
We'll do
can't
bite attack again. So I'm gonna roll d20 plus 10 plus proficiency.
Yep.
Ooh, that was a 19. Is my Hexblade Curse still active? would you
Yes,
say?
it is.
Well, one of its features is that a 19 or a 20 counts as a crit.
Oh,
So that's what that is.
that's all the things.
Everybody give their d8s to Zach right now.
So
I
it's
got
a crit.
lots.
So
of them.
12d8. 12d8.
Here's 3 for you.
All right. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll do it this way.
It's more fun if you do them all at once.
I have 2.
I got more.
We're gonna have to add this up.
Do we need more?
I could just use this app. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You guys. One more.
I got more.
We've got it.
There we go.
All right. We're going to use the Doctor Who.
Yeah!
Here we go.
Dice
They're
tower,
all
come
they're gonna get stuck.
12d8 sounds like.
You wanted to use mine?
Yeah, we need to hold it up to the mic.
What?
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
saying
let's
that
do
my dice tower is inferior?
Yeah, but it's
Yes.
so small.
It is.
All right. Here's the sound of
better than mine,
12d8.
God, that's magic.
And now let us pause for 5 minutes while we add up 12d8.
Just read them out loud.
And disappoint every elementary school teacher we had. That was too close.
4,
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
They
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 plus
Yep.
8 plus 8
Jeez.
plus 7
Oh, this is
plus
beautiful.
3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 6 equals 58 damage.
Wow.
58.
Nice.
Ah.
Hey.
and that was cold damage.
It was chilly.
Yes.
The DM right now is rubbing his nose temples.
Also, if I can still do paladin stuff, I'm gonna smite it.
You get
Up to you.
He said yeah.
All right, that's gonna add on another 4d8
Oh my gosh.
plus 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2, so 12 more damage.
And those you count this as crit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We need to get our dice back.
She's looking real bad.
She's not quite dead.
She just kind of is breathing real heavily.
How are you doing this?
She tasted like that snake wine.
And then your entire form turns back into the construct,
Whoa.
the psionic armor out of the mongoose form. It is now her turn. She's going to try to attack you again. 28 to hit, claw attack.
That hits.
15 damage.
Okay.
17 to hit. That does
That
not hit.
misses.
Constrict. 20 to hit. Will hit.
Yep.
24. But that's bludgeoning plus acid. So you have acid resistance. So it's actually going to be 18.
Okay, that puts us at 40.
Flurry of bites.
Starting to crack down here.
18. That's going to miss.
Misses.
Yeah, we're a 19 AC.
Yep. So we're at 40.
All right. Whipping tails, constricting around and biting at this psionic form. Your form starts to flicker a little bit.
We've got to finish her off.
I will return with more power.
And she starts to run.
You're going nowhere.
She starts to go back out to where your the hole is, and she's making a run for it. What do you want to do?
Coach,
Attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, Coach is going to try and step on her.
Okay. Coach kind of controls the movement. Psionically, you are moving this thing, and then kind of attempting to step on her tail. Give me a strength check.
Ooh.
Plus 10.
23.
That will do it. So she's slithering away, and this giant psionic foot with force steps on the tail, and then kind of like bounces back, and she looks up. It's your turn.
After you, Jerik.
We will slash her.
Okay, so one of your psionic arms of your mech goes out, and this blade forms, and you hear the voice of Javadriel.
Seriously. That's any weapon.
And it says,
I feel wonderful, Jerik Darkhopper. This new form is amazing. Let's do this.
Let's do this, Joe. That's a 20. That's a 30 to hit.
Dang.
30 hits! 30 hits!
Oh my god.
This
Wow.
is the best game
What do we
bop
roll for
it
that?
ever.
What do we roll for that? We're confused.
So you're going to roll, what kind of elemental damage do you want to add?
Let's do Radiant for Joe.
That makes sense.
Oh, Radiant was not one of the choices. It's your fire, cold, acid, not poison. Fire, cold, acid, thunder, lightning,
Let's do Force.
or force. Yeah. All right, so you're going to do 8d8.
That's going to be 45 damage.
Jeez.
Dang.
Describe your victory.
Oh, thank God.
I don't want to do it. Sarsa was in the middle
Sarsa
of the
gets
whole
to
thing.
describe
She
it
gets to describe
psionically.
a victory.
Yeah. You came back from the brink of death. You deserve it.
So,
You don't.
jeez. Yeah, I have to thank Mark. That was my birthday dice that saved her on that last roll. So we had just stomped her with our foot, and with Jerik's right hand, he takes the hand and just grabs the snake head by the throat and squeezes, and then gives it a little slice right through, and she slices her snake body in half.
And with force damage, so you guys with your psionic arm pick it up, slice it through, and with the force from the psionic blade, it blasts the rest of the Yuan-Ti form with all of its skin, and even like a second layer of skin flies off into the form. All of the snakes in the room just kind of wither and shrink back, and they turn into vines again. And then your form reduces and then kind of goes back down. You guys slowly float down as if on a platform, lowering down like an elevator, but you don't know what an elevator is. But it's kind of lowering down like you're on this floating platform, and then you're back on the ground again. The curios are in front of you. Sarsa is holding them. All four of you are standing around. You look down, and the forms of the curios, the spiralite, the bigger bracelet, and the mace of switching are black and ashy. And they start floating away and crumbling in your hands. and they've lost their ability and they have ceased to exist.
Can you guys back up a little bit? You're kind of in my space.
We did it.
That was amazing.
There's a lot of snake guts around here.
I mean, just everywhere.
Yeah.
How are we getting out of here?
Three weeks go by.
And we're still in the hole.
Keep sliding back
Still
down.
can't
Yeah.
figure out. We'll say through some creative rope work, through Coach's pitons and climbing, you manage to get out and make your way back to Falcon Reach.
Little montage of these like
Little
stills.
montage and things like that.
Coach is back in Falcon Reach eating meat pies.
So, jeez. So many.
So many meat pies.
How much weight has he gained now?
Roll a d8.
Coach has a problem.
You know.
I gain 8 pounds.
Okay.
Now you roll your 8.
All right.
I think eventually Sarsa would try and say thank you to Jerik, like for for saving her life.
Yeah. Let me get through a couple things, and then we'll have some time for you guys to have some role play together. Queen Mora, now fully restored to power within her palace, has made some changes. She has changed the Crystal Council power ability so that it's a fully democratic system, and people that want to elect their official from their city within Marcessa are able to do that. She has actually stepped down from being on the council and has reduced her decisions so that it's fully just run by this council. She's only brought in for ties and things like that. Cole, Nuzir, and Bartleby, who was given a full pardon because he was under psionic control. Callum has also joined the council and has taken his place as a Minister of Defense. Coach, one of the days where you're walking around, you've gotten some meat pies, you're walking back, and you're actually approached by about 5 other dwarves. One of them was the female that you originally talked to. And she says, Mr. Coach, sir, I wonder if we might have a word.
Yeah, of course. Do you mind if I eat while...
Oh, no, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Listen, well, we want to thank you so much for what you've done. Well, you and your friends have made such a wonderful advances, and you've saved us all. And
a couple of the other
Oh,
dwarves
you're
were like,
too
"Yeah,
kind."
Yeah, you did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was even that one guy that was kind of like not believing. He's like, "Yeah, aye, lad, you sure did a fine job, but you have to know that there's a lot of us that Falcon Reach is our home, and we kind of come with you." And they kind of shake their heads.
I understand.
But then the female says, "But there's a lot of us that do want to go with you."
Wait, are you serious?
Well, some of the Duragar, the Dark Dwarves, they actually witnessed what you did from the side. And they made your way up. They saw your sacrifice. They came up. There's some of them that are sort of second cousins to some of the surface dwarves, and they told them, and they told them, and they told other people, and word got around, and you're sort of a local hero. You sacrificed yourself that hand. You gave us prosperity. You found the Founder Stone. We'll go anywhere that you want us to. There's about 300 of us.
Oh, dear. Oh, man.
Men and women.
Oh, this is the best day ever. I don't even know what to say.
All right. So that goes on for a bit.
Of cards. swords.
All right.
I only have like 3 of these things.
Saeleas and Jerik and Sarsa are kind of, take some time to recover. Jabin has been retired from the council. He says, I don't want to be a part of the council anymore. I've actually gotten quite fond of this bed and breakfast. And, well, since we've come into a little bit of coin being rewarded for your bravery, I really want to buy this place.
Oh, you should. If it makes you happy, then it makes me happy.
I think it's lovely. I love this bed and belligerence. It's wonderful. I want to set up a stage in the corner, and I'll do some dramatic reenactments of all of your adventures.
Oh,
and
you're one
I'll
more
hire
plays.
Yes. Well, is that all right if we live here?
I would love that.
Well, that's wonderful.
Perhaps I could get a job at the library.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you could. So you guys, the 3 of you, Jerik, Sarsa, and Saeleas, get asked to meet in the observatory, which is the highest point of the palace. It is a overlook room that is hundreds of feet up in a high tower with windows looking around the top, where you see a grand view of all Marcessa and the Frostbeard Mountains to the north and the Evermist Forest to the south and a hint of the Glisten Vale Sea to the west. You're at the top of the world.
Now, Jerik, I'm just saying that maybe another tavern, I mean, we could give it a go again.
A few moments go by, and out of the door behind you comes a few figures. Callum, Massimo, Ramara, Nuzir, and Coach. Step in front of you.
Are we in trouble again? I don't think I owe. Did we break anything that they...
And
our friends.
Massimo
I feel like
Lionheart.
We should be cool. We should be cool for any sort of like deaths or damage incurred, right?
Massimo says,
For generations, the Knights of the Realms have stood as a force for good and defenders of the innocent.
The what?
We owe fealty to no ruler. We seek no tribute of coin nor esteem. We pledge ourselves to the unconditional defense of the good and the innocent. And on this day, 3 knights have been nominated to join the order.
Who?
they kind of look around.
Coach?
The Knights of the Realms.
Really?
Callum kind of nods and says, Aye, lad.
That's a thing? That's a real thing.
Do we get a discount at the tavern?
Perhaps we can continue in just a moment, Ramora.
Coach?
You've been observed by a Knight of the Realm to act by the rules in accordance with your credo. The knights are called on when good is needed and evil makes itself known. In order to be inducted into the Knights of the Realm, a candidate has to be engaged in 3 acts of valor. Is there a knight who speaks for this tiefling?
Callum steps forward and says, This tiefling was a fine captain for our crew, leading them safely across Marcessa upon their journey. This tiefling showed compassion for a fallen foe, bringing the bugbear chef, back to life. This tiefling journeyed into Zeppelbrim Falls and fought hybrid wolf spiders and a gelatinous moose to retrieve a long-lost curio.
Is there a knight who speaks for this human?
Jerik, that's you.
And they all kind of look around, and then at that moment, a human male, older, with gray hair on the sides and a short beard, rushes in. He's wearing an emerald leather armor with a short sword on his side, a little short cape around his shoulders, and dark trousers. I will. Sorry I'm late. Damn griffin nearly dropped me out of the sky. I see you got my armor.
Dad?
Yeah, hold on. Let me do the bit.
You what?
Jerik, that's your dog.
What?
It's handsome.
This human fought against the constructs in the raid of Falcon Reach Palace. He's kind of reading off of a little note. This human, even though he made a sad creme brulee, what?
We can talk about
fight
it later.
in a battle for what does that mean? Helped fight in a battle for their lives against a cunning culinary foe. Who writes this stuff? I gotta look. This human bravely battled against the Yuan-Ti archdruid Kishara Fenro. withstanding her mind control, along with his party, defeating her in mortal combat. Kind of looks at you very proudly.
Thanks.
Jerik, you didn't tell me your dad was so handsome.
Okay, thank
I
you.
agree.
Is there a knight who speaks for this half-elf?
What, me?
And they all kind of look at Coach. You've known him the longest, boyo.
Oh, I could definitely speak to the valor of this half-elf.
Ah, Coach.
He burned down his own library in defense of a city.
Well, it was...
He fought some sticks in the woods with me. And lastly, against Kishara, he was willing to sacrifice himself to take care of his friends.
Oh.
He stood at the precipice against one of the most powerful foes I have ever seen.
Oh, Coach. That's very sweet.
Right. Saeleas, Jerik Dark Harbor, Sarsa Demisalt. Each of you has been nominated by a knight in good standing to join the sacred order of the Knights of the Realms. If you do so accept, kneel upon this ground.
Are we
look at
doing this,
Sarsa.
Jerik?
If you have any questions, now would be a good time.
What does it mean exactly to swear fealty here?
Well, it's a secret organization that, if you're part of, you might be called on to step up and defend the realm against evil that might pop up.
The knights, like the real knights of the realm, like in the stories, like the drunk guy at the end of the bar is like, "Oh, I met a knight once, and he
your father, Eric, says, "Aye, son, it's true."
How long have you been a knight,
Well, it's only been about 10 years.
Coach? How long have you been a knight?
Back in somewhere else, they nominated me for defeating some.
You don't want to mention that?
Well, I'm not really allowed to. It's
Is this like a secret thing?
It's a secret
It's a
organization.
secret society, yeah. It's a secret.
But they're good people. I had similar concerns.
I mean, I don't.
And Nuzir says, "Can we move this along? This is taking a long time."
I turn to probably my dad and, you really think I'm worthy of this?
And he steps, puts his hand on you and says, "Son, get on your damn knees."
I look at Sarsa and say, I will if you will.
I'll go to Saeleas. Saeleas,
Yes.
get on your damn knees.
Okay, but we're not going to talk
Is
about
that part
this.
of it?
No. That's just something I did.
Oh.
Coach, you're a knight. Is this a worthy cause? It must be if you're involved.
Of course it is.
Then I accept. And Saeleas kneels down.
Jerik, you know from the day I met you, you already were a knight in shining armor. This is just making it official. Let's do the damn thing.
I smile and blush a little bit and kneel.
I'll kneel as well.
They tell
Jerik, Doc!
Callum instructs you to take off any, roll up your sleeves and take off any bracers or armor that you have on your forearm, and they grasp you in this forearm grip hand on your forearm, and you do the same thing to them, and you feel this kind of energy, this sort of warmth that is flowing through.
Saeleas, do you feel it?
And then Ramara is grabbing your hand, Saeleas.
Saeleas, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms, to stand up when needed, and place the well-being of others before your own at any cost?
Yes, at any cost, I do.
Callum grabs your hand, your arm, Sarsa, and says, "Sarsa Demisalt, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms, to stand up when needed, and place the well-being of others before your own, at any cost?"
Sarsa takes one last look at Jerik and then goes back to Callum. Says, "Aye, I do."
He kind of smiles and nods. And then Massimo, who has grabbed your arm, says this.
Jerik Darkfarter. Jerik Dark Harbor, upon your word and honor, do you pledge yourself to the defense of the good and innocent people of these realms? To stand up when needed and place the well-being of others before your own at any cost?
I hesitate for a moment, and then... all right, yes, I do.
Then let us rise together as Knights of the Realms.
And then they all kind of rise up. Everybody rises up off their knee. Massimo steps forward. And
I've prepared a song to celebrate this.
That's okay.
It's all right, Massimo.
Nope.
You don't have to sing.
I've been practicing at night.
All right.
He's gotten pretty good.
I've gotten pretty good. Here's my song.
all right, so some day goes by.
There's
some
not
drinks,
enough whiskey for that.
Some drinks are bought. A large amount of whiskey was bought.
Important question.
Yes.
Am I still turning into a snake? What's the snake situation?
Yeah. So
Oh no!
your transformation, the best you can figure out, and Callum, who has some monk ability, kind of looked into your key, and being part of the Curio psionic armor, something with the power of the spiralite, which you wore, and it stopped the transformation while you were wearing it, permanently halted the transformation. However, because of the time that you didn't have it, and because the transformation had started, you do have some side effects. You're resistant to poison.
Cool.
And you have dark vision.
Yay!
One of us. One of us.
Gibble gobble, one of us.
You don't have to use that damn flashlight all the time.
All right. Some time goes by. You guys have some time to celebrate and kind of exchange stories and it's time. It's the day that Coach is going to start leading his troop of dwarves back towards Iron Haven, and you guys all meet him on the ground below Falcon Reach.
Well, I guess it's time for me to go back. I found my people.
I'm really happy for you, Coach. That's right. That's right good.
Coach, never forget that we're your people too. You're our friend. You're our family.
Oh, well.
I'll miss you.
There's always a pint here for you if you ever want to come back and tell us what you're up to.
Well, of course, if I ever find my way this far east. Again, I never thought I'd have to go this far to find some workers, but man, did I find them.
You sure did.
You did. You'll be a great leader. Maybe we'll come find you someday.
Leave one of those cards with us.
Oh, they're very gone. I passed all of them out. I have no idea where they are. But I'm gonna miss you three.
I'll miss you.
Can't believe I'm going to say it, but yeah, we will miss you.
Well, take care of yourselves. And if you're ever in Iron Haven, look me up.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
I'm also gonna make sure I'm not gonna be running the mine. I'll have my son do that. He knows what he's doing, not me. But I'll at least be able to lead him back. Maybe have an adventure along the way.
Saeleas goes in for like a hug.
Avoiding the spikes.
You've learned the hug pattern.
You're a good man, Coach.
I spank him on the butt.
Oh,
You're a good half elf.
I appreciate that.
Don't call me a man ever again.
You're a good dwarf.
There you go.
Bye, Coach.
Goodbye. Coach.
All 300 dwarves.
And we walk, yelling "Coach"
Yeah.
Coach,
away.
Coach.
You see Coach walking off, and
With 300 dwarves behind him.
Yeah, well, they kind of he's amongst them as the people. So now it's Saeleas and Jerik and Sarsa. One of the meetings that you have with the Queen, she's called the three of you while you're still in town, and she says, I can't thank you enough for helping our realm. And I have something for you. It's not much, but I want to show my gratitude. Saeleas, I know you're fond of library and the books. You are working at the library, so I can't give you more than that, but I can give you something that Nuzia was able to find, and she gives you this small kind of folder with 2 sheets inside of it. And she says, this is a book that lets you scry on any book that you've seen 3 times a day, up to 1 book at a time.
Nice.
So as long as you've seen it in your life, you'll be able to look at this as if it's that book.
Oh, good.
And the pages will let you see inside of it.
Thank you so much. This is amazing.
I hope it comes in handy.
I'm sure it will.
Sarsa,
Oh, aye.
I know that you have been asking for a lifetime supply of whiskey. It's not something I can guarantee.
That's good.
Not any movement on that then, aye?
No, I'm afraid that the distillers are still working on that. But what I can give you is this. And she gives you a purple shard. And she says, this will grant you extra power to the ship. A boost of speed when you need it most. And she looks out the window and kind of gestures to Docking Bay 3, where you see your new ship. And a half-orc painting the words, the Crescent Squall 3. He turns and gives you a big thumbs up.
Jerik, do you see that? Do you see that over there?
I like
And then
that.
she
that?
says,
Jerik, that's our ship.
and then she says, Jerik,
Yeah.
I don't have anything for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
because
Well, I guess we'll go on.
What I do have is a message from your father. And it says, could really use your help here in Valkara. Please think about it. Eric. I know you spent a little bit of time when he came here. Why did he come here, by the way?
Well, he had a message to deliver
Oh, okay.
us, I say,
It's just
squinting at her.
Nice to meet you.
Just a message. No particular. Nope. Yeah, just a message.
Sure. All right. Well, he wanted me to give that to you when the time was right.
All right.
Oh, I also do have something else for you. It's a sack of gold. Some cat person gave it to me.
I like
He said
that.
He said, tell him all right, he's earned it. I assume you would know what that means.
I do know what that means. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Cats don't make no sense.
Booby trapped, or I will take it. I will take it and figure that out.
So Callum, who's right next to her, hands it to you and says, good on you, boy.
Thank you.
And she says, well, thank you again, all of you. Coach as well. I can't thank you enough for saving Marcessa. And maybe we will see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you guys head out towards your new ship.
Saeleas, do you know anything about a platinum syndicate? We overheard Kishara when we were sneaking. We overheard her talking to somebody in the platinum syndicate about that's who she was dealing arms to.
Lord Matre
Yeah.
was a name that she was saying.
Metri I've heard of.
Oh, you do know.
But
We're
the
not
Platinum Syndicate, I haven't heard that term. I have to look
Well,
into
who's
that.
Lord Metre?
See, now that is where I'm going to fail miserably at being able to recap things. But I feel, but
You remember some talk and through Coach talking about Lord Charkandris' association with someone from the Feywild, a member of the Summer Court. Some words, there was nothing about Lord Metre in your Book of the Realms because it's not technically a realm, and there's nothing about the Platinum Syndicate. It seems to be very shadowy and very hidden.
Nothing in the
similar to
books.
the Knights of the Realms.
But Saeleas would know who Lord Metre is, right?
Yeah.
From Coach telling him, yeah.
Well, because didn't I have some dealings? No, I guess I wasn't direct. He wasn't directly involved there. Yeah. Coach told me some stories, but beyond that, I think perhaps there. And he looks around to make sure no one's like listening. There are our evil counterparts. They're the villains. And he gets all so like an excited nod.
Can't we just get a little bit of a break? Just a wee bit. I mean, we just finished a big epic adventure.
Well, what do you want to do?
I kind of just want to hang out and drink for a minute. I think Cole is ghosting me. I mean, he hasn't even said hello, but
I'm
we
sure
were at
he's,
that whole meeting. He never even said hi.
I'm sure he's just playing hard to get.
It's fine. We'll move on.
Do you want to stay here? Or you want to...
Talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to him. He's still living in a bed and breakfast with his husband.
Belligerent.
Yes.
Remember, you always have a place to stay when you're in town.
Thank you, Saeleas. Really do appreciate that. And take care of Jabe, and it's nice to see two people that care about each other.
I agree. And he gives you two a significant look.
So this walks off.
What a squishy sod.
And that's where we'll end.